Hello and welcome back to another reaction to 12 Monkeys. I'm Madam Arm and today we are reacting to Season 1, Episode 3, Cassandra Complex. Especially since this is a time travel show that is going to have to do with a reference to Cassandra the Prophet in Greek mythology. Cassandra was sort of this seer who knew the future, but nobody ever believed her. So she's also often referred to as the ignored prophet of doom. And the reason she is never believed is because Apollo cursed her to never be believed because she denied him sexual favors when she had promised herself to him in that way in exchange for the gift of prophecy. So to get her back, he did give her the gift of prophecy and foresight. However, she'd always be cursed to never be believed, which I have to say is quite petty. But maybe Apollo liked the doom and didn't mind that people didn't avoid it. So I wonder if the reason it's called the Cassandra Complex is because it's in reference to Cassie. Now that she knows about the impending doom, she is both Cassandra in the name sense and Cassandra in the sense that they both know what's going to happen and she won't be believed. I'm gonna guess that's what's gonna happen for this episode. Yeah, otherwise it's a big misnomer and they're fooling with us because it's somebody else that they say has a Cassandra complex. But I think it would be more clever if they do it with Cassie. So let's see. I'm sure your dad would also want you to be able to defend yourself. Yeah. It's pretty funny. Or so they say. Missy Gwen. Oh, big yawn. She just woke up from a nap. She's been a little lethargic and icky the last couple of days, so I took her outside for a walk and got some fresh air. Pretty. You smell makeup on my face, don't you? You're such a good girl. Yeah. Oh. I know she has her spunk back when she headbutts me. Gwen! Yeah, you want a stick? I'll get you a stick. And we're already worried about that. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I can tell you the future and predict that yes, she will. Mm. By that time, Haiti had already been through a rough time with that earthquake. I don't think they'd really fully recovered from it. Yeah, get your mask on, please. Okay. I know you don't want to cover your. It's gonna sound rude, but I was like, I know they don't want to cover up her pretty face, but like, everyone's coughing everywhere. Even if those kinds of masks aren't gonna help protect other people, like it aren't gonna help protect you, at least don't get your spit on already sick people. Mm, what? Some kind of weird temporal interference. Why? Ask if it was some kind of timeline screw up, but uh, yeah, this is not very properly incognito. If this thing is airborne, put your mask on. Heck, yeah, even more drama in current day. Yeah, well, what about your friend? Huh? Oh, yeah, clean it out. Put your mask up! God damn it, Cassie! You're so paranoid you're cleaning out a cut, the blood that's on your arm. Fucking put your mask on! I get so many anti-maskers in my comments. He said he didn't know. He's not gonna magically know a second later. Oh gosh. Oh. Even if you treat them like, you still need to eradicate the actual problem. And I suppose that would be by containing it in one place. But God, you touched so many people who were infected just then. Mm. Like, don't underestimate this guy just because he's older. He's very strong. Oh, that really threw him for a loop. Well, now he's gone. He does just say it how he feels it. Uh, mm, no. I guess that's why she never heard about it from Henri, because he would have told her. Because they're all coupling up. I was wondering how that was gonna work out. It didn't work out, at least not for Henri. Mm, that was a very interesting time. Interesting in the best way possible, of course. Um, yeah, that did kind of play out. I couldn't have guessed Haiti and all that, but it did play out pretty much how I thought it was going to, in the basic concept of her knowing the future and her being tortured by what she believes is going to happen, uh, and nobody around her would even be able to understand that. It would just seem like she's like a doomsdayer or something. Um, but it's really, you can see that in the year that it took her to meet up with Cole again. Um, it really haunted her. Um, and she was chasing. They said she was chasing outbreaks because of Cole. They said she was chasing outbreaks because of Cole, which is likely to make her seem very unstable to everyone else around her. But she's doing it because she knows what's going to happen. Um, uh, Cassie is a very hard headed character from what I've seen. And that's understandable since she is a doctor and she would want to know about an outbreak that's happening, something that was, I mean, you'd want to know regardless, right? Like, if you knew, regardless of your profession, that an outbreak, a pandemic, was going to come and destroy the world and wipe out a huge percentage of the population, then yeah, you'd want to prevent it. But her being a doctor and that being her job, it would deeply affect her, and her she would feel compelled, like she believes she has the skills and the knowledge to help work against it, and naturally she would want to help people. So taking her profession into account, along with just basic human decency, or at least self-preservation, if you knew it was going to wipe out the population, probably you too, because she is one of the victims of it. You would want to prevent that. But she also is very stubborn and jumps right into things. It seems like in the previous episode, Nicole was trying to get her to kind of calm down and not keep following him, and that he had to do it on his own. She was just very adamant that she had to be a part of it, um, causing, great discussion back in the true current time that Cole originally is living in, about whether or not she should be involved. And um, the way she just like started going off on her colleagues while in Haiti, when it wasn't even that outbreak and she didn't even because she has this knowledge, she's so paranoid about it, but she doesn't even think to actually wait and see what it actually was. It wasn't something unidentifiable. It turned out to just be a river virus. And it was good that they hadn't listened to her. Um, so she's not necessarily one to be covert, at least at this point. And it's an admirable quality that she wants to help and prevent this. Like, you can't blame her. I wouldn't blame her at all. But at the same time, if she's not thinking things through and she's not listening when she's being warned, like, about the whole time, yeah, I certainly couldn't blame her. But, it being, her being so stubborn about not listening to, like, it can mess up your timeline and all that, I feel like if she doesn't think things through, it could ultimately be her undoing and get her into some serious trouble down the line. Like, she could really mess some things up. Um, and I'd hate that for her because I think she's a well intentioned person. I mean, it's very clear she is. But yeah, she just doesn't really want to listen. um, but she's also in a very tough position. So I'm not trying to judge her harshly, but it's just I've watched enough TV to know that if somebody is stubborn and has a lot of complexes, like needing to be the hero, it can also cause them to do some reckless things and ultimately make other characters very mad at them, and understandably so, while you still sympathize with them. So it can happen. Um, and Cole presumably had to do what he did when he shot him. I mean, it does make sense as to why he didn't tell Cassie about that meeting, and she didn't know about that when they met up a year later. However, I can sense that since he lied to her in that last scene, that will likely cause some tension down the line. Um, and we're going to have to get into that whole morally gray kind of complexity about what's the right thing to do. Can you sacrifice this life to save so many more? Does it make it right? Does it make it okay? Like, is his life of less value than anyone else's? But ultimately, that's what he does have to do in order to keep the timelines correct. And ultimately complete his true mission, which is to help prevent what the outbreak was and fix the future. I don't know. I know it's going to create some tension because that's just kind of a plot point that it would feel weird if it never got brought up again, or she never found out, especially since she was romantically involved. So yeah. All right. But that's all I have for afterthoughts at the moment. Um, these episodes are actually fairly short. They're not a full 40 minutes. At least it doesn't seem like they kind of blow by quickly for me. But next episode, I'll be reacting to season 1, episode 4, Atari. So I have less of an idea of what that could mean in context of this story at the moment. Cassandra Complex was pretty easy to guess. But until next time, my phone is buzzing on the desk. Until next time, I'm Madam Arm. Thank you for watching.